Hi, I'm Joena Adele, and this is Roses Out. And I just wanted to start sharing because I've had so many friends say to me, can you please just start sharing with the world your personality and also your tips and tricks of the trade? So, having a design background in fashion and interior, for me, creating a really gorgeous space and home is so important too. I feel like just how you feel in everyday life, honestly, and what you wear. Like, I've been dressed in my dress and in my blazer today. Yeah, I'm at home. But I'm like, wow, if it makes me feel motivated and it makes me feel like inspired, to have a better plan for the day, for the month, for the year, it's worth it. And so I feel like a great outfit never goes astray. And before you even put on some clothes, because that's what I want to sort of specifically share about today, is what we wear and being intentional, is actually starting to look out after ourselves better. And today, I'm not going to lie, I felt more tired today, and I just was like, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to push through. I'm going to do my lemon water. I'm going to do my Dr. Joe Dispenza mindfulness, affirmation, meditation. I'm going to do my prayer work, Bible reading, because that just sets me up for my morning. But I just allowed myself to have a rest in this morning. And then I thought, I'm going to just, I don't have any foundation on actually. I just had a little bit of like lip balm and mascara, and that was it, and a little bit of blush. And that was it for today because I thought I don't feel like doing a full face. It's just me, myself, and I at home. But I still feel like to feel girly, and I feel like to just feel more done up. And so I put on some heels today, I put on a dress, put on a nice blazer, and it just helps me to feel motivated. But I feel like before you even go there is working on your mindset and mind and what you're feeding yourself nutritionally. So today, like I started off with lemon water, I've done celery juice, I've done some juicing, getting back into that space because I've been healing through some injuries and surgeries, and I just feel a lot better when I'm doing that. And it's amazing how you notice when your energy hasn't been quite there and things like that, that working on those fundamentals really does help support you. And then when you're wearing a great outfit, I just feel like you come at life so much more intentionally and better, and you vibrate at a higher frequency. So I've had friends say to me this week, can you please share with us, please, please, please share with us, because your personality is gold and your knowledge is gold. Can you just start sharing? And yeah, I've had my YouTube platform since May 2001. So I thought, yes, I do. I've got to get started actually. And sometimes, hiding away from the world, when someone, honestly, if it just helps one person or inspires one person, I just feel like starting to inspire others, because it often inspires you. And my mum, I love my mum to bits, and she always says to me, pop on something on YouTube that will inspire you. Just pop something on YouTube. So I always love Molly May, and then I love the French twin sisters, Karen and Lisa, like Napoli. And you've got Lenora, and you've got your Lydia, and then you've got Victoria from England, those YouTubers. And it makes you feel inspired when you see other gorgeous souls who are sharing their tips and knowledge and what helps inspire them, because we all have busy lives, and we all also we have things going on under the surface that people might not be aware of. So we might have health conditions, and we might struggle. I know a lot of friends struggle mentally, and so we have a lot of things going on. So when we can do something for ourselves, and something that makes us feel good, inspired, I feel like we come at life at such a more healthier space, don't we? I know I certainly do. I really do. And so I've had friends say to me this week, two in particular, and that's why I wanted to hop on. And I had my friend Kohu, and she said, I am such a tomboy, Joe. And I said, well, look who you're looking at. I'm a tomboy too. And she's looking at me like, really? Yeah, I am. But sometimes I love wearing a sexy dress because I am a woman. And sometimes it is nice. It's nice just to, feel sassy. But also, I love a good pair of Van Kicks or Dr. Martens and a ripped pair of jeans or a ripped pair of shorts. Get my scissors out and hack it. And so yeah, I said, yeah, I totally get it. So she said to me, what advice would you share for me or somebody else who was wanting to feel feminine, but still that tomboy essence? I said, that is actually a great combo. So I said to her, why not just, and I said trial it, but pairing, say, your graphic hoodie or tee. And for me, I personally love the Mount Maunganui label lower. I just love a bold graphic. And so I said, if you had, say, your lower jumper and it's like loose and slack, pair it with a pencil structured skirt, but pair it with something like a leatherette. So this one's got like a split detail at the front. And so I said, if you did that, then you've got this loose, slack, graphic style up the top, but then you've paired it with something that's tailored, and the texture of the leatherette is feminine, can be sultry as well, and it brings in that essence. And so I said, you can still wear your kicks, you can still, have that tomboyish feel, but then you've actually paired it with something that's a little bit more structured, a little bit more feminine as well. So it's kind of like that masculine feminine combination. She said, oh, I actually love that. She said, I really love that. So she said, I might give that a go, because she said, I'm not a girl who's into dresses. And I said, I get you. I have to be in the mood for a dress, but I do love dressing up in a good dress. And so like today, I've got this on, and it's just a really gorgeous number. Like, it's just really pretty. And but then I've got it with my coat blazer, and it's quite structured. So I've got a dress on that's got more rouging, it's got a tie, and then I've got my blazer that's quite structured. And yes, I am in my heels today, even though I'm at home. Never go past a pair of heels. And so yeah, it's whatever makes you feel good. And then I had another friend who said, what's your go-to and what are your staples? And I said, you know me, I love a good white shirt. So do Cuba actually do really gorgeous white shirts. And so my white shirt here, it's got if I can find it, it's got like this tie. It's got a tie, so you can like put it in a bow, you can wear it down to the sides, you can put it in a knot. Something I actually personally love to do is I love to tie it at the back and then have it like pulled out, so you show all your gorgeous curves. And like with me, gosh, when you feel like you've been every shape under the sun. So I have been like thin like a pole, I've been athletic, and then at the moment I'm a bit more curvier, and I embrace it, honestly. And for me, I'd love to get back to being athletic, because that's just naturally where my body suits me. But I'm embracing my curves. I'm actually loving my curves at the moment. So I think sometimes having confidence in you before you put it on an outfit is the best tip. Honestly, it doesn't matter what shape, size, age. I think too often we're comparing ourselves, we're judging ourselves, and it really doesn't do us any good or any favors. And the more that you can just be like, oh my goodness, I love your outfit, and be sincere about it, people are like, well, thank you. It takes people by surprise, but it doesn't pay anything to give someone a compliment. And so I love for myself, I love structured pieces, I love black and white, but it depends on my mood, depends on my day. So I feel like I can look quite different in what I'm wearing day to day, but that's just because I love experimenting. And I think you get to a point too where you do follow trends, you follow seasons, but then you play an experiment, because we all have different personalities. And just as much as I can be a girly girl, I can also be a tomboy. And I can do pedal beating on a car. So it goes both ways. And so I just feel like when we create beautiful spaces, like even our interior around us, if we feel inspired, if we feel like, more like we're going to come at life from a more grounded, nurturing, loving, healthier space, I feel like it starts with our home. It starts with our home, starts with our home in our body, it starts with our mindset, our thoughts, and all those good things. And it's also having good routines. Like for me, and not perfect, but definitely getting better. So working on nighttime routine, but it's just as important as what you do in the morning. So like I love doing a Dr. Joe Dispenza's mindfulness practice, and it's all positive affirmations. And something for myself I feel like is really important is when you can work on your mindset, it translates to how you come at life. And so if you can build up a really healthy morning routine, and I am an early morning person, so I love getting up early, but instead of like scrolling on your phone, and we can all do it, right? We can all get addicted to our phones. Um, Doing like a mindfulness practice, and then followed by cleansing our bodies and souls with lemon water and doing a celery juice. And it might not be that we live like that throughout the whole day, but I think setting up ourselves in the morning, for me, I love a practice of prayer and meditating on Bible verses as well. And then if I do that in the morning, it just sets me up for the evening. And so that's a big part of it too. I feel like it's not just what we wear, it's actually how intentional we're being. And I feel like people can feel that energy coming off of us as well. And working on your mind is such a big one, and it starts with nutrition. And I'm a big believer in having foods that are naturally anti-inflammatory. So just try. I love the book that uh, Alicia Silverstone had, and that was my first introduction to being plant-based, was her Be Kind diet. And she talked about flirting with the idea, and who doesn't love a good flirt, flirting with the idea of cutting out white flour, of cutting out white sugar, and just flirting with the idea of cutting out inflammatory food. So it might be you cut out dairy, you might do meatless Monday, and just seeing how it makes you feel different. So I just feel like all those things actually really help us to feel so much better within ourselves. And then I feel like we wear our clothes better because we feel more confident. And anything that just can help you to feel better in yourself. I feel like I'm such a big believer. If we are coming at life in such a healthier space, we're so much better for the people around us, honestly, and we're better for ourselves. So, and if we don't always, also, I'm just going to add, we don't always have to wear labels. Like I do love my Marc Jacob glasses, though, I have to plug in, have to say, because sometimes pairing something that we might wear every single day, I am a firm believer in spending well, for good quality, and then we might mix it up with different high street pieces. And so having the combination of the two, I just feel like, yeah, I honestly, no one can tell. But if you have pieces that are going to last, I've had these glasses for a number of years now, and I do have a prescription. So for me, I wear them every day. So having good quality is really needed when you know you want it to wear and last. but then you can like pair it with a H&M dress, or something like that. So I feel like you can mix as well, and we don't always have to stick to labels. We can mix and choose. But honestly, working on our confidence first, that's a big thing, because if you come at life more confidently, then whatever we wear, the outfit's not wearing us. And so people feel your energy first. I'm a big believer in that. People feel and sense your energy first. And so yeah, that's the best styling tip, is to work on what makes you feel good ultimately. And then other people will feel it. And then whatever we wear, we will just feel naturally better in it. And give someone a compliment, just say, hey, I love your outfit. My mum has always been that type of person. She has always said, it doesn't pay to give someone a compliment, and it makes them feel better, makes you feel better. And so just say, like, sincerely, if you honestly do love what they're wearing or their style. And I love saying it to people, and it's amazing how people will be like, me? This whole thing? Thank you. Or like, just, I'll have people say, I really needed that today. And so it's like when we receive compliments, and we have ones reach out to us, it just makes life so much easier, doesn't it? Because you never know what someone's going through in their day as well. That's something my mum always said to me. She goes, you never know what someone's going on in their day, and receiving a compliment, a sincere compliment, can really, really help in more ways than one. And so making someone feel seen. So that's my best beauty tip, because it makes you feel better as well. It makes you have a glow. And like today, no foundation on, but I just felt like gonna put on mascara, just gonna put a little bit of blush on, and that's me for the day, because that makes me feel more confident. And then I can go for my walk, now I can feel more confident going for my walk, because I've set up my day where I've done things for myself, I've dressed well. And sure, it might be just me that sees it, but it makes a difference to, I think, how you feel in general, and how you start showing up in the world. And show up for yourself first. That would be my best advice. Show up for yourself first, because that's the most sexiest quality out, is when we look after ourselves. So thanks, and love connecting with you, honestly. And I look forward to sharing more. And yeah, and watch this space. And honestly, if you have something that you feel like you'd love for me to discuss, I'm open to suggestions. And but this platform, really, I want to share like just mindset, interior, fashion, and plant-based, because those are personally my loves. And yeah, just anything that makes you feel good, wholesome, uplifted. So I love you lots. Gorgeous, beautiful souls and darlings, and see you on the next one. Bye.